Oh, just another boring day with the RHOA. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 8, Roller Skates and Blind Dates. All right, just another boring episode like most of the episodes this season so far. So we start off with Drew. She's promoting her single again. And Drew talks to Ralph about how her mom and sister are coming to visit. We get a little bit more background information on Allison, Drew's older sister. Allison has been managing Drew since she was 8 years old, but she stopped being her manager in the beginning of the Big C because she had a mental breakdown. Ralph, however, when he hears Allison's name and that she's coming to the house, has an issue with that because I guess whatever situation that happened around that time, Ralph banned uh, Allison from coming to the house. And I just have a question. Does anybody know what Ralph does for a living? And I'm dead ass serious about that. What does he do for a living? I mean, we've seen him say that he produced Drew's single. We know that he wants to be the lead man in her video. I just need to know how he makes his money because he is banning people from houses, and I just want to know if he helps pay for that house. And I'm serious because I stopped watching this Real Housewives of Atlanta for I think a couple of seasons, so I really don't know what he does for a living. So please let me know what he does. So Ralph is still kind of like, look, I don't want her here, and if she is coming, maybe I will just leave while she's here. And Drew's like, no, we need to just find a way to coexist while she's in the house, and you don't need to leave your house. So next we see Charae talking about her line, and she is starting a baby section or a toddler section for She by Charae. And again, and I do mean again, she says that Kandi is being a hater. It is really giving obsessed, and Charae and Marlo, like this obsession with Kandi is a little cringy at this point. A little cringy. It's ridiculous. Kandi has several businesses that are successful. You, Sheree, however, you don't have one successful business yet. You're trying to get She by Sheree off the ground so it can have a profit, but you even said yourself in this episode there is no profit so far. And you are the OG of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season 1 OG. You've been talking about She by Charae since season 1. Stop focusing on Kandi and focus on yourself. Okay? Kandi has no reason to hate on you, boo. I don't understand why you keep saying that. Yes, she has mentioned your line on her pages, but who gives a shit? It may help you. Hell, she got over 10 million followers. It may help get traffic to your site if your site is up. But anywho, next we have Marla. And I'm sorry, I feel like every scene that Marlo has is a plot and is fake. I just don't see anything genuine about her. But she does a scene where she is interviewing a foster child, and what, does that foster child need as far as foster parents are concerned. And, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think it was a fake ass scene. And not from that child, but from Marlo. I just feel like everything she does is fake as hell. And if you guys felt it was genuine, please let me know. I don't trust Marlo at this point. But Sonya comes over and she meets with Marlo. And again, they talk about this fake storyline about being mad at Candy in regards to her nephew. The only thing new that we really learned from this scene is that Marlo is going on a blind date. Next scene that actually is worth talking about is Candy and Charae meeting up. Okay. And Charae wants to talk to Candy about how Candy talks crap about Charae's business. So, in the process of Charae explaining the things that Candy said, of course, she has to throw shade and try to shit on Candy's businesses. And Candy ain't going for that. So, Charae goes in and says, she, didn't complain or put any type of Yelp reviews on Candy's restaurant when she brought people to Candy's restaurant and they had to wait 3 hours for their food and it was bad service. And then she said that she has supported Candy also with Tag's Boutique and how she's bought clothes from there and she could only wash them once. And Candy said, well, at least you can buy them. Oh, Candy. Her one-liners be so powerful when she gets into that petty mode. But is she lying, though? Is she lying? Charae? Is she lying? Because Candy's website is always up. Her stores are always open. So yes, you can buy her stuff. And as someone who has bought clothes from Tag's Boutique before, I haven't had any issues with my clothes. So I don't know what you're talking about, Charae. Tag's Boutique clothes in my closet are just fine. Okay? So with that being said, Candy is the bigger woman and she apologizes for the stuff that she said about Charae's you know, clothing line and how it's not done yet and X, Y, and Z. So they make up, I guess. I have a feeling though it's not over. Charae is gonna call Candy a hater probably one more time, hell, maybe 2 or 3 more times before this season is up. So next we have Drew. She's at her video shoot. And the main thing that we get from this video shoot is that Ralph actually decides to speak to Allison. He hugs her. I guess that's his way of saying, look, I forgive you. And Allison starts crying about the situation and also starts crying that her sister is continuing to move forward in her career, despite the fact that she can't be her manager anymore. And then their mother starts crying because she's happy to see that her baby girls are back together again. So it was a sweet scene. And then we have Marlo. Yes, we have beautiful Marlo. She is preparing for her date, okay? And she gets in the car and she calls Sonya and is telling Sonya that she has all of this anxiety about her dates. And Sonya tells her that she was at Drew's video shoot. And Marlo's like, oh, you traitor. And, I wasn't invited. And while she tries to make it seem like she's playing, she's not playing. In my opinion, Marlo seems like the type where when you are friends with her, you can't be friends with anyone else. She gives me that vibe. And then she also gives me the vibe that she just wants to be a part of the crew so bad. She is truly a pick me. Pick me, pick me. She wants to be a part of the crew. So she pretty much felt slighted, I guess, about not getting invited to Drew's video shoot. And low-key, I think she was throwing shade and mad at Sonya for actually going to the video shoot. So she ends up calling Drew. And at first, I thought the conversation was going well, okay? Drew definitely, of course, wants to talk about it. Drew likes to communicate and talk things out. Marlo's the type where she feels like no matter what she says or does, once she apologizes, you should just shut up and just get over it. Everyone's not like that, Marlo. Drew wanted to talk about it, and while Drew was talking about it, Marlo hangs up the phone. Then she even calls her a bitch. And then she goes in on Drew about her body to her acting career. Just truly just says some hateful ass shit. Just why I sincerely hope if they have another season, Marlo's gone. I like if I had to pick anyone that had to go, mind you, I think a couple of them, a lot of them need to go. But if one definitely has to go, I'm over it. Like, I'm over it at this point. It's just like while she was talking about Drew's acting career, you're overacting. Like, it's giving too much. It's giving that you truly are trying too hard, and it's just ugly at this point. So, on a good note, though, well, you know what? Let me rewind. Before we get on a good note, Marlo's already talking shit about the date situation because she's like, oh my gosh, I'm having this date and it's at a strip mall. For this girl to have come from foster care, I swear to you, you would think the way that she talks that she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She is already shitting on the fact that it's a strip mall. We see this guy. First of all, he is handsome as hell. And we find out he owns the restaurant. Nice restaurant, by the way. But of course, Marlo shitting on this man before she even got in there. I'm curious to see if he actually watched this episode. But, you know, he's gorgeous. And the roses that he get her are gorgeous. You know, the food looked great, the ambiance, like all of it was really, really nice. And she seemed to be enjoying herself. Now, one thing I will agree with, and yes, I'm about to agree with Marlo. She questions about, you know, does he have children? And he says, yes, he has three. He has a 15-year-old, I think he said, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I myself kind of question when I hear guys say they have children that young because it's like, so what's going on between you and the baby's mother? Like, you guys still talking? Like, what's the deal? Because I know for a lot of people, it kind of brings a question mark. And Marlo does says, like, I typically don't date men who have children under 5 years old because, you know, it's kind of questionable. Like, what happened between you guys and is it really over? You know what I mean? So, but again, it seemed like it was a nice date. The food looked good. The drinks looked good. I felt like it seems like she enjoyed herself. I don't know where it's going to lead, but he was a really handsome guy. Younger than her, though, but seemed like a handsome guy. They had a felony love connection, I guess. He's been in jail before, she's been in jail before, and she made it seem like she could just vibe with him just off of that alone, child. So yeah, so that was pretty much it as far as this episode. Not really much to talk about. It wasn't spectacular. Again, another boring episode, but let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know what the hell Ralph does for a living. Let me know what you think about Marlo, Charae, the whole Candy situation. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles!